I think the majority of Labour MPs actually want us to be an effective opposition. There are a very small number who are filling up the airwaves with various fearful announcements that they constantly make. I want us to put a party together that does take it to the Tories. I reach out to all members of the parliamentary party. If re-elected, I will be appointing a broad shadow cabinet, as I have before, and I'll be encouraging every Labour MP to work with the shadow team on taking part. But I tell you this, when Labour MPs decide collectively, or a small number of them decide collectively not to do something and refuse to turn up to a debate on the economy, for example, because it was opened by John McDonnell, that's silly, childish behaviour. Their duty is to be out there putting it to the Tories.
I agree with Jeremy that some of my colleagues have never been reconciled to Jeremy's leadership. I agree with him, and I think some people have behaved appallingly in the Parliamentary Labour Party. But Jeremy, 172 Labour MPs voted no confidence in your leadership. Now, they're not red Tories. These aren't people who want to see the Tories back in power. They're not Blairites. They're just Labour MPs. They're just Labour MPs, Jeremy. And this sort of abuse, this sort of assumption that just because they're not confident in you as our leader, they're anti-Labour, they're red Tories, it cannot be allowed to continue. We can't have this sort of ugly dialogue in the Labour Party. We are fighting like ferrets in a sack. And it's the Tories who will benefit if we aren't united. So, Jeremy, you've got to do more to pull us back together. And I'm afraid I don't think you can.
I'm the last one to do an ugly dialogue with anybody, quite honestly. And I read some memoirs of Harold Wilson at the time I was elected to this position. And he used to, every Wednesday afternoon, open his office and any Labour MP could go and talk to him. I've done the same. I've had very long conversations with a large number of colleagues. I've learnt quite a lot from those conversations. I hope they've learnt things as well. We've got to understand each other better. That surely is the right way of doing things. But we've got to recognise the parliamentary party is very important, a very important part of the Labour Party and the Labour movement, but it's not the entirety of it. We have to represent what our members want, what our affiliates want, and above all, the communities that our members and affiliates represent want as well. Therefore, I was very pleased when we managed to turn it around from abstaining on the welfare reform bill a year ago to absolutely opposing it and eventually working together, defeating them on tax credits.